Hi, this is Randy. How's everyone doing? I thought I would check in. I'm showing you a picture of my blooming red bud right now. It only stays like this for a couple weeks a year. So enjoy. So this video today is about where are the good single middle-aged men. And I figured out much of this on my own by hypotheses, but I've gotten a lot more confirmation through listening to male dating coaches online. And some of the male dating coaches differ in their approach. They talk about red pills, black pills, and the pickup artists are pretty much dwindling these days. Men that have done pickup artistry in general pretty much figure out that some of these tactics work, but it's only working in order to get like short-term instant gratification and sex. It doesn't work for any kind of long-term relationships, so they end up growing out of it unless they're just like a super immature guy in his 40s or 50s still trying to do pickup, which would be really sad. But according to this one dating coach, most of the middle-aged men that are single right now are obviously divorced, and they had been married for a long time. And one of the reasons that we aren't seeing them or meeting them is because they don't leave their homes. They go to work, come home, and watch TV, do things around the house, and they pretty much isolate. They don't socialize like women do. If they did socialize when they had a wife or a girlfriend, it's because the woman encouraged that or arranged it. They don't arrange these things for themselves, and most of them only temporarily continue to hang out with maybe a couple or a buddy and his wife. After the divorce, they become very isolative and usually depressed, at least at the beginning. Also, for middle-aged men who had been married for quite a while, dating is very foreign to them, as it is for women. But I guess it seems like it's more serious. It's a more serious problem for these middle-aged men to overcome than it is for women. They've been out of the game for so many years, and things have changed in such a serious way. The whole world has changed and keeps changing, and they just cannot get acclimated to the times. Maybe they were never even good at game to begin with, even when they were younger. They may have just fell into the relationship with their wife, and luckily were able to maintain a marriage for quite a long time. And then for whatever reason, now that the marriage has ended, they feel lost and insecure with dating, and they give up very, very easily. They just don't have any more drive or motivation to move toward a goal. And I think that's because they're older. They've really lost their drive and their motivation to go after something that they want. If they don't know how to do it, they don't research it. They just feel sorry for themselves, stay at home, and find something else to occupy their time. Another reason why we can't find any good middle-aged men that are single is because they don't know how to take photos of themselves. They have not taken care of themselves, and they prematurely put themselves up there out on dating sites. Even just walking around, if you were to meet them casually or out in the community, middle-aged men typically have no style. Their previous wife probably bought clothes for them, or at least helped them choose clothes, or forced them to buy some newer, updated clothing. They don't pay attention to style, and they're very set in their ways. They they will not try new things. They are not concerned about clothes in any manner whatsoever. I know my ex used to just shop at the Goodwill store for all of his clothes. He never ever bought anything new except tennis shoes, and that was just for work. I did have to force him to go and buy like a new suit if we were going to be invited to a wedding or a formal event. Other than that, nothing new, and that was fine with me because we were in a relationship. But for single men who are middle-aged, that probably won't get the attention of women at this point. Another problem is that middle-aged men do really like the dating sites, but they don't go out on dates. They just like the dating sites because it's like the lazy man's way out. It's a way to sit there and fantasize, a way to chat and maybe boost your ego somewhat if someone will chat with you. But there's no risk involved of rejection. And these guys are so fearful of rejection. I guess it brings back old memories of when they were younger and when they would get rejected. I do not understand what the problem is with being rejected. A lot of male dating coaches tell them they are going to get rejected, and it's fine that everyone does get rejected, but you have to try. These guys, they won't try very hard. Some of them try at all. For some reason, they think it's the woman's choice, and they are going to be picked. And that is true. It is the woman's choice. They are going to be either picked or rejected, but they're not going to be pursued. That's where their issue is. They do nothing and expect to be pursued, and that's just not going to happen. There's also a huge segment of the male middle-aged population who are incels and TFLers. Incel is involuntary celibate. TFL means true forced loneliness. They're on the internet, and my guess is there's also a lot of them that are off the internet that don't even know that's what they are. These guys become thirsty and sex-starved. They might go off into some kind of deviant sexual behavior, probably porn, probably something solitary, maybe sex dolls, some of them. They become so sexually focused because this is all that's on their minds, and then they lose all perspective. When this happens to them, they become even more unattractive to any women that they might be interested in. These men take way, way too long to figure out what to do to get what they want. They take years, and some of them just never, ever figure it out. It's mainly due to laziness. They find solitary hobbies like hunting or fishing to occupy their time. They spend time with their grandkids if they're lucky to have grandkids. And they seem to wait around to meet a nice woman at the grocery store, because 30 years ago, that's what people told them. That's where people told them you meet. Many of them do become alcoholics or were already alcoholics. And so they sit in their local bar and talk to their buddies and buy people rounds of beer. And then they eat dinner at the bar and repeat. It's very sad, but this is true. And then even female matchmakers at this point say that they are turning away female middle-aged clients. These are professional matchmakers. They turn away female middle-aged clients because they don't have any pool of appropriate men for these women to pick from. How in good conscience can they take an older woman's money when they have no other male members that are going to be suitable for this woman, and they already know that? Most of their clients are men looking for women. When a woman tries to look for a middle-aged man that's appropriate for her, matchmakers cannot find any. Why do you think when you watch these kind of matchmaking dating shows on cable TV, they never show older couples dating? Maybe 1 out of 20 couples, they'll just throw an older couple in just for, political correctness. And usually the dates, it'll go okay, but there won't be any kind of spark. And both people will be usually pretty different, or there won't be any attraction. It'll just end up being a friendship. And pretty much that's what I find. And I'm not really looking for a friend, so I find that many of the men that I have met would be suitable as friends if that's what I was looking for, but that's not what I'm looking for. Pretty much I would friend zone, a good 80% of any of the men that I've met once, and I'm not going to do that to them because there's no point, because like I said, I'm not interested in having a friend. Middle-aged men say friends first, but friends don't really develop first, not unless you work with someone for years already and are in this constant proximity to actually develop a friendship, and then the romance comes later. Generally, it's chemical attraction first, and then by spending time with each other, you also develop a very deep bond, friendship, and love. So, ladies, unfortunately, this is the situation we deal with. I pretty much have given up. I still go out and meet people for dates, but it's absolutely zero expectation that I will meet anybody suitable at this point. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you soon.